So for the lesson, How Birds Make a Living, this lesson will meet the 3 outcomes. The first one is describe at least 4 physical and behavior adaptations that make birds unique. The second is describe how a bird beak is like a tool. And then the third is explain how a bird is adapted to its habitat. So for this lesson, you'll want to make sure you have the following materials. First is the pliers, 2 different sets of tongs, so strainer tongs and regular tongs. Then you'll want tweezers and a baster. Now you'll want 4 of each of these different tools that will be mimicking beaks of birds. Then you'll want pictures and labels for the 4 different stations that the students will be going to. Then you'll want pictures of birds to talk more about specific birds. Then you'll need rice, a tree stump to put the rice in, beans, a vase, as well as a bucket with water in it, as well as rocks and straws.
So, for the eating like a bird activity, you're going to have to set up each of the stations. Now, for the garden station, what you're going to want is the vase full of water and a little cup next to it for the students to put the water into. The goal of the garden is for the students to find which one of the 5 tools we have works best to get the nectar out of the flower and into the cup. So in the end, you're going to find that the baster works the best for the garden. For the forest, to set this station up, you're going to want your log and your rice. Before the students come in, you put the rice into the woodpecker holes, and the students have to figure out which one of the beaks works the best at getting the rice out of the hole and into one of the cups you've set out next to the log. Oh, and you'll find that in the forest, the best tool is going to be the tweezers. That's going to mimic a woodpecker bill. Alright, so then we got the field, and in the field, what the students are going to need to do is find which beak is able to crack open a bean. You want to make sure students know to be crushing these beans over the bean container or a cup that you've set out for them. In the wetlands, to set this activity up, you're going to need the container with rocks and straws, and the goal for this one is going to be to get the rocks and straws out of the container and into your container that's sitting next to it without getting their hands wet. So in the end, the tongs are going to be the beaks that work the best for the wetlands. After that, what you're going to want to do is make sure students understand that each one of these beaks represents different types of birds. So to stress that, we have a little activity with pictures. You hand out the pictures to the students, and they try and figure out where their bird would eat, which habitat type they would be eating in.
Time allows for your lesson, you can always take students out to the bird feeders to even see birds in real life, or you can take them to...
Or you can bring them to the bird feeders between Anderson and Walker Lodge. This is a great spot to see these birds in real life and get to watch those beaks in action.